The following podcast is scheduled for one fall with no time limit.
Super hot fire!
The greatest spectacle in podcast entertainment, Mr. Nestlemania.
That was literally verbal diarrhea. I'm setting the bar awfully low. Titus O'Neil keeps running directly into that bar. Get him off my TV, get him off my TV. You make me very angry.
The man who has a better IQ than you, the awe-inspiring JC.
You should go work for WWE because you'd be so up far up Vince's butt.
No.
Oh, you are such a sucker.
You
You
are.
defend everything, all the bad moves they make.
This is the Jobber Knocker Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Jobber Knocker Podcast. As always, I'm Nestlemania alongside for the ride is JC. We are now part of the new Jobber Knocker after the shake.
The Jobber Knocker Funhouse, baby! But you know what we're going to start? First, we're going to start with the biggest shine of the week. No six-man tags on both Raw or SmackDown. That should be joyous for you.
It is.
Yeah,
it's
the
exciting.
Biggest shine of the week.
I was looking at my notes and I had thought to myself, I went, now, are there any there weren't even a lot of reruns this week, so I was happy with this entire, I thought
This
Raw
was
did a better
I thought
idea.
Raw was better than
yeah,
SmackDown.
Raw did better than SmackDown. However, I went to myself and I said, look, there isn't a six-man tag on this thing. There's not a lot of things I complain about in terms of what actually was presented to me. I'm sure I'll nitpick as I normally do.
There are some things.
But I just,
Power of positivity.
Yes.
See, you having a bad day before this,
Yeah.
now you're not.
So
you know what?
I'm unloading on the heat.
Raw was better than SmackDown.
Yes.
But I thought the best thing of the week was on SmackDown. So we're going to start there. And oh, God, this was a journey. Because all night I'm watching SmackDown, I'm going, for the love of fucking God, this Kevin Owens shit. Make it stop. He better fucking turn on him tonight. And he did. KO is back. The prize fighter going after the biggest prize in the company. That is the WWE Championship. Finally. And you know what? This storyline makes a lot of sense because you know who was supposed to have a WrestleMania match for the WWE title? Kevin Owens, handpicked by Vince McMahon. But Kofi stole it from him. And so it only makes sense that Kevin would be a little bitter about it, and he picked his spot. He didn't do it last week. It made us live through that fucking shit. But you know what? It made sense because it was less expected now. There's no Big E around. He just has to deal with Xavier, whose head's in the cloud anyways because he lost his whole fucking roster to Raw for his little video game show. But you know what? I thought this was the best part of the week. Kevin Owens is officially back, and you know how much all of us across the world love heel Kevin Owens.
It's true. I don't even think a babyface Kevin Owens can really exist. I mean, he did a good job in the 2 or 1 week that he was kind of doing his own little thing with his hip swivel and whatever.
Ugh.
He did a decent job at it. I wasn't necessarily loving it, as we talked about last week on the podcast, but he's so much better. It's just so much better. You watch it and you're like, yep, that's my comfort spot. That's my wheelhouse.
Where it needs to be.
Yeah. And, watching the powerbomb on the apron, I liked that. I liked the seriousness of it. It was a happy accident, obviously, that Big E is going through surgery, so it was a nice little thing. But it was interesting to me because I thought it would be too obvious. As I'm watching him going, this is a little too obvious. But, there's something about Kevin Owens when he's a babyface. It's just, or when he was, doing little things to get a reaction from the crowd, he'll, almost overplay it just too much. And so he was starting to do that for me when he was doing the thing. I get as a babyface, you got to be like that. But God, when he finally switched, I was like, oh, I saw him kind of maneuvering to get that super kick. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. Boom, we're good.
Well, the commentary worked too because Kofi pushed Kevin out of the way and immediately it grabbed your eyes immediately to Owens, which I think is important because you saw his face change and then boom, the super kick. That's what I think sold it is you really, in that moment, you had to catch him and be like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, he was playing. It had to do that for the confirmation. I thought the execution of this was great. And now here we go. Money in the Bank. Shaped up big-time WWE Championship match that I don't know many people that wouldn't be excited about this match.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. I think I'll be interested to see how it turns out. I think this is probably the first of the chapters, not necessarily just one and done.
Yeah.
I can see it going a couple
I
of
could see
pay-per-views.
KO eventually taking that off him, but I don't think it's going to be a Money in the Bank.
No. And the only thing that kind of bothered me, it's not really necessarily a heat, but I was thinking about this today when I was lathering up in the shower. Sorry about that. As you spit take.
All right.
Yeah, right out of the gate, folks. Thinking to myself, why do I feel the way about Kofi? Is it just I'm really excited he got that win at WrestleMania. It was a really cool moment, but there's something about the lead up for me. Like, and again, we still have 4 weeks, so I'm okay with it. But I was thinking to myself, like, man, he was like a shooting star, super red hot, super hot fire, maybe even. But then, like, the last 2 weeks, I'm just like,
what he was, he can never be that hot again.
Yeah.
It's physically impossible because he had never reached the mountaintop.
Sure.
He'd been here, what is it, 13 years, whatever
Yeah,
the hell they were
11,
saying,
yeah.
11 years? I was right the first time in my head, and I switched. I should have stuck with it, but whatever. That's beyond the point. But there's no way for him to get back to that. And you always see this with baby faces. It is really about the climb for them. That's
Yeah.
why we get so frustrated with some of the storytelling and why you need good heels to build the actual story so we have the moments. Because after that, yeah, it's just kind of like, okay, now what? It's not as fun when a heel's chasing. But I think that Kevin Owens is a perfect guy for it because the way it is, I think now it's just... They're going to do a segment next week where he does his promo to explain things. Xavier Woods is probably going to throw a temper tantrum because they crowned him with the fucking unicorn. So there's a lot of potential here for it to be a good feud leading in. And they're clearly going all in at Money in the Bank.
yeah, speaking of which, I guess another part of the shine for me was the fact that they had 2 triple threat matches, which I thought both of them...
Number one contender matches.
Yes, which made sense.
Yes.
And then the winners of those matches battled in the main event, to which I really
And
enjoyed.
the 2 right men won, and they had the best match of the week, in my opinion.
Wow.
Baron
okay.
Corbin, AJ Styles always delivered.
It was good.
I love
it
when
was,
they get together.
but to go back to it, it was like, okay, we had to get through that. We'll probably talk about the promo that led up to it, which I
Yeah, it
wasn't
was
necessarily
fine.
a fan.
Yeah,
but anyway,
whatever.
so we have the 3-way, which again, AJ, Samoa, and Ray, you can't go wrong with
That
that.
finish was super
Woo!
hot fire.
I did not expect that, and I was thinking to myself, hey, this is pretty decent. And then I'm like, hey, this is a Samoa Joe match. You know, like, hey, it's Rey Mysterio.
Hey, Samoa Joe multi-person matches are lit. It's the one-on-one ones that I worry about.
But Joe took a lot of punishment,
Yeah.
and it was great.
He looked like a jobber his first
Yeah,
night on
I mean,
Raw.
it was fine, but it was just like, I thought, going through this entire thing, I really thought that AJ shined, like, through the entire match.
And that was the point.
And it was just like, okay, we get that Ray's doing his greatest hits, we get that Joe's going to take the punishment, and here comes AJ Styles. AJ. And that was what the story needed to be. And I was really happy with it because it just made me remember why we fall in love with this guy over and over and over again. Yeah, he's great in the ring, but you kind of forget that because we take it for granted. Like, you go on SmackDown, we got to a point
He
where
was just so flat.
He was
and
stale.
This is why it's like that little injection. And, you know, this is obviously a feud that most of us, we thought they'd wait till SummerSlam. I don't mind it being this way because when I heard the 2 triple threats, I'm like, well, if McIntyre was getting a title shot, he'd just be like, I beat you a few weeks ago, he'd get it. Corbin would snake his way into one. So the only reason to do this is they're rebuilding AJ because they want this to be a headliner in a month when, you know, that other company launches.
What other? That Pissant company?
Yeah, they're not messing around. They're not taking chances, which I think is smart. Like that AEW, like, will it be a threat?
We don't know.
In some capacity, yes. But they're not taking any chances. They're gonna be like, look, we're giving you what you want, so take it or leave it.
Yeah. It is difficult to me because I feel like this could be a really, like, you still have 4 weeks.
Well, let me sell it to you this way.
Okay.
Because this is what I am projecting. I think this one will be a one-off, where baby AJ will lose, and that's when he goes into turmoil as a character.
Okay.
And then, the next couple of months will be AJ's turn, until eventually maybe he doesn't do a full turn right away, but he does that full turn, and I think SummerSlam, I still think we're gonna get Seth and AJ, but at that point it'll be a full heel AJ.
Okay.
Whether he turns before or during or whatever, that's my guess. Who knows? Because we know WWE, there's never just one match anymore. They beat him to death, and you know everyone's wanted Seth and AJ forever, so that should deliver in the ring. So this will just be the one that we see it all the time after WrestleMania. Sometimes they just do like the 2 like top babies just face off in a match.
Yeah.
Because, and you know what, I don't have a huge issue with it. I think Corbin's going to have his time in between, which clearly I love the way that triple threat was too. It highlighted The Miz, and then, of course, Corbin won the way Corbin should win.
Yeah, no, it made perfect sense. I just kind of laughed at it a little bit because it was just like, it was, so we have the Miz and the Mac and Baron, you know, doing their own thing. And this was a different style. So, like, I felt like you had
Very different
So you had
style.
the indie style with the first match. You had a very WWE-driven style the second match, which, again, not a big deal. But here's the one thing that I watched, and again, that I was just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, it was bothersome to me. I enjoyed The Miz. I thought The Miz got a great babyface reaction. I thought that The Miz was on par with the other two who were definitely stepping their game up. But here's the thing that didn't look right to me, and I want to forgive it, but it's just the visual of it bothered the fuck out of me. It's watching The Miz put on a figure 4 leg lock on Drew McIntyre, and he's like, gah, gah. It's like, dude, come on. You're like this. You're the Scottish psychopath, and you're sitting there, and like, here's Baby Miz who's looking at an instruction manual on how to put the figure 4 leg lock on, and he's just sitting there going, yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, you could probably crunch him with your feet interlocked and
right,
go back
all
down
right,
to the
all
mat.
right, all right.
That to me was a little weird.
Adam, we're watching wrestling. There are so many things where it's like, oh, an ankle. You know what? The easiest move to get out of this? An ankle lock. But you know what? Kurt Angle, the greatest thing ever, but no one could ever flip it.
Yeah, well, here's the other thing, too.
It's like, if it wasn't McIntyre,
No,
let
no,
me say
no.
this. I will never, ever go at someone for selling too hard. Because you know
Selling
what?
too
When you
hard.
sell too hard, that's good. It makes the other person look better.
It didn't look real.
Oh
And then,
my
of course,
God. Nothing looks real half the
you wanna
time. It's
talk-
wrestling.
You want to talk about not selling or forgetting to sell? 3 minutes later, he forgets to sell the leg. He forgot to sell the leg that the Miz put him in a figure four leg. I can't even talk. I'm so mad about it.
You have such a thing against that guy.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I'm telling you, go back and watch that match. He forgot to sell his own damn leg after a figure four. He needs to be consistent. And again, like at the very end, he realized right before the finish, he wiggles his leg and is like, "Oh yeah, I should probably sell my leg." And then of course here comes.
That's when the feeling came
Baron,
back.
Yeah, the Baron train just pushes him out of the ring, which I friggin' love.
He's the best.
So bringing it back around, there's a lot of positives, but to me that was a glaring negative. But anyway, amazing matchup, I thought, all the way through, with the exception of that one thing.
Yeah, my bonus hope, though, is Crown Arcane, you fucking cowards, WWE. Put that fucking championship on Baron
Not
Corbin
happening
before the
until
end of the year.
SummerSlam. Maybe
No,
Money in the
before
Bank,
the
who
end of the
knows?
year. Like, oh my God, imagine if he won Money in the Bank and cashed in that night and ruined that match.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, my heartstrings, they're being pulled, so, love it. You know what else I loved?
Yeah.
The Usos Revival backstage segment. I loved it. I thought this was perfect. These are the two teams I've wanted to see wrestle forever. I'm not alone. The internet is with me. We stand together. We stand for our teams, baby. And you know what I loved even more about it? Is the fucking match didn't happen that night. Old Raw would have been like, oh yeah, match coming up next. Oh. But now they're like, you know what? Let's listen to JC and Nestlemania, what they preach on the Jobber Knocker. Let's let this shit fucking breathe a little
Yeah.
and have, opportunities for, since we didn't have this match, we had two guys debuting on Raw. Cesaro and Alexander have a fun, competitive match. Normally, those guys wouldn't even be on TV. But maybe this truly is a new era where
Here's open.
they are finally learning that less is more.
Yeah.
So not only do we have something to look forward to at Usos Revival at some point, which that match is going to be awesome. I don't care. I'm all in. I'm 100% ready. And we even got the bonus of two of our personal favorites to just watch actually wrestle. Through the darkness he will rise till he jobs to everyone, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
He's a good wrestler.
Yeah.
This guy, the reason why he was built up is because he's always been the underdog. So for Cedric Alexander to ever get his moment on the main roster, he's got to be an underdog. And guess what?
Go
Underdogs
back down
lose
to
a
the
lot.
bottom.
And it's believable too. The one thing I hate is like how every new debut just beats everyone.
Yes.
So you're saying all these fucking new people that weren't good enough before are better than what you have? No. I understand with fucking Lars Bar because he's fucking behemoth. But with a guy like
Lars
Cedric,
Bar.
Cedric should lose his first match to a wily veteran like Cesaro, who, by the way, people have been clamoring for to get a top spot all the time.
Poor Ben. It was a little weird, by the way.
Is Sheamus retired, by the way?
I have
Because
no idea.
Cesaro has his theme
That's
and
what I was
everything.
trying to think. Like, I was like, it was very bizarre because I think it was already in the ring.
Yep.
And then he won, and I'm like, Sheamus? Why is Sheamus' team playing?
He's at least taking time off, which we've known for a while. He's been dealing with injuries and
Yeah,
stuff.
but I was
so.
just like, man, like, it was just odd to me. Because it was like, and again, it's better than the Cesaro theme.
Oh no, Cesaro said and Sheamus is probably like, bro, just use my theme.
Yeah.
Because they're like legit best buds, and I love
Well,
it.
now they are, sure. All right.
Do we want to talk about more fun? There was a lot of fun on Raw.
Oh, boy.
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna let you choose the next topic.
Well, look, I'm scrolling through, and I got to tell you right now, I really am thinking, to me, you might have said the best Raw or SmackDown match was what you thought it was.
Yes.
But for me, the best segment, I thought, was Sami Zayn.
Sammy was great.
I loved.
delete that?
You might have deleted it.
Yeah.
But I love this whole Sami Zayn thing.
I agree.
love-
It was the best segment.
I love the fact that he had the Montreal shirt on from last week. Like, the fact that he's just like, yeah, I'm in a different place. Screw you guys. But it's just like, I'd rather go on trips than be here, and the very part was, and you're going to take a trip, and you're going to hell. And, like, just the way that he would, the way he is on the microphone, the way he walks, the way he just presents, the way he'll turn his back to the camera to address the crowd behind him, just start mouthing off in different directions. Nobody really does it the way he does it, and it's, to me, must-see TV. I will 32X a lot of different things, especially last night. I got SmackDown done in an hour, but
That's a pretty long time.
Well, I probably a little bit under an hour. But anyway, but watching Raw, I didn't have like when I see Sammy come out.
Raw was good.
It was good, but Sammy keeps my attention, and he doesn't have to wrestle. And I think that's the beauty of what the WWE does more than anything else. And like everybody will knock you saying, "Oh, the Indies are great. You got to watch all these great athletes on the indie scene, or you got to watch, AEW." Which again, I will. But for me, I'll always be a WWE guy because they can present me, a guy talking, and I'm entertained. Maybe a puppet over here. I don't know. I'll see how I feel about that. But Sami Zayn can come out, doesn't need to wrestle. He's just talking, and it's good. And I can get to that point. And I appreciate that because on SmackDown, it's more of a, like we said, a wrestling show.
You know what my favorite part of the segment was? Him rolling around on the ground during his entrance. It's just so ridiculous, but it's just like he found a way to take like that baby theme and just like he's just ironically being ridiculous with it. Just doing whatever the fuck he wants, which I like because they took like an awesome babyface character and made it a heel. But it's like the opposite of what we normally say in terms of like it's a babyface to a heel. It's like he's the same guy. He's just an asshole now.
Yeah.
But he's like the same type of crazy, like flailing arms, like weirdo. Like I don't want him to just come out and walk into the ring like with no emotion. No, because that's not Sami Zayn.
Right.
Sami Zayn is a fucking weird dude that rolls around on the ground.
Wrestling
and I
hipster.
fucking love it. You know what I want? Another bonus hope.
Oh, boy.
I want Sami Zayn's next feud, The Miz.
Ah.
Imagine that back and forth, man. You talk about those two not needing to wrestle. That's a freaking thing where you can just do promos galore till they actually wrestle. Mm-hmm. Sign me up.
Yeah,
Sign
that's
me
not a
up,
bad idea.
especially because the role reversal thing is crazy. Just like Miz as a top babyface and Sammy as a top heel.
Yeah.
Just like that's never factored in my mind. So now I'd be like, I really want to see it.
Yeah.
That's where I'd go. Who knows if they will, but I think that would be cool as opposed to sticking Sammy with like a fucking big goon or something to start.
Big goon like Lars.
Ron Show, bro.
I know. He did big goon.
Yeah.
Just big goon in general. That's what I think of now. All right. What else you got?
Can I jump to SmackDown?
Go for it.
Finn beat Andrade, another fun match.
It was fun.
I really like these guys together.
Yes.
I didn't love the ending that much.
Yes,
'cause
I was gonna
thought
say.
it was weird. I saw what you said on Twitter, and I agree. It's like Zelina interferes, costs Andrade, but then doesn't interfere again when she could help him after she screwed him. Like it's just like that's the logic that doesn't. But again, I'm all for these two just wrestling.
Sure.
Like I just like the Finn presentation. He just comes out, smiles, wrestles, goes home. I love it. Mm-hmm. But now it's like we should get another one. The series is tied at 1.
Yeah.
But again, like give me these two guys every week because I was worried when the second superstar shakeup happened this week. I was like, some guys are getting screwed because of this, and I'm like, I hope it isn't Andrade because he needs to like be on TV, and this is a good feud. I think
Sure.
I think the guy that's getting screwed is Alistair because I don't know Alistair and Ricochet. I'm a little worried about, but we can talk about more in the heat. If you want, but.
No, look, you took the words right out of my mouth and out of my tweet. I mean, yeah, because it's a good idea, so you stole it, you son of a bitch.
Oh my God.
It's my tweet. No, look, I just
just pictured you as like a little gremlin.
Yeah, exactly. Most people do. I'm a troll. Anyway, look, when I was watching it, it really did take away from me the ending. I was like, she did amazing crossbody. And then, like, fucking, Cien picks her up with one fucking arm, puts her down. And then, of course, here comes fucking Boot and Balor across the room. And then, boom. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, help him. Help him. Help him. And she's just sitting there. And then, like, at 2, she's like, oh, I don't know. I'm going to, like, it was just like, and Nicole was next to me, and I felt bad because it was, like, almost midnight. And I don't know why I'm yelling, obviously. But she's like, you do realize it's part of the show, right? And I'm like, well, you give me a break. But it's just like, I can't for the life of me understand what that thought process was for that. Like, it just instantaneously made me go, oh, a great match is now a okay match. And that's the only thing you remember about shows. At the beginning and the ends. That's it. Like, in matches, like, you forget, you don't really, like, there's a good spot here and there.
That spot before break where Andrade just, like, corkscrewed out of the ring, I was like, holy shit, don't go to break!
Like, more! All right, no. But I get it. All right, anything else? You get
always in the shine.
Oh, there it is.
Mandy and Sonya backstage talking shit to Paige.
They came out too.
Nice touch. No. Well, this always in the shine is going to be also parlayed with
What is this, a bet?
With a segment that I'm starting this week.
If you can get, there you go.
Welcome to Adventure Time with JC. Wait for it. Don't you just want to go on a voyage, on an adventure? It's like, don't you just want to, like, do something like you've never done before?
No.
Like, fun, exciting?
No.
And just fucking ride off into the sunset?
We're going to get flagged because of this. Thanks. I'm going to nix this segment.
You can't nix it. It's beautiful.
YouTube's gonna shut us down for that. Thanks.
I
Awful.
just get so like happy.
You
when I
would
hear
get
that.
happy.
And then she comes out with her fucking pirate garb. I'm like, the best. She's the best. I love Kairi Sane. She's awesome. And then she squashed Peyton Royce. Which,
which again, the
well,
internet.
I mean, yeah, whatever. But you know what?
the internet
Again,
loves-
tag teams and single matches, I'm okay with. The other one we might talk about differently, but this is all about, they're introducing us to Kairi Sane. Mm-hmm. Kairi Sane, I think she has a manager in Paige, which again, we think is a good idea because to help her really connect with us, it's like, we need that. But the thing for me with her is like there's so much potential with her as like a baby face because she is so fucking likable.
Mm-hmm.
She is so charismatic without saying a word. She comes out like every little girl in the world should want to dress up and be like her. If I were a little girl, I'm not even a little girl, and I want to be like her
I
when
was
I grow
waiting
up.
for that.
Like just and then that fucking elbow, man. That fucking elbow. She's just so fluid in the ring. I love everything about it. And then even more after the match, Mandy and Sonya with a great clap to let them know that you got to come through us, you know? The absolution.
What did she say in the promo at the back? She's like, there is absolutely
Yeah.
no
They're like,
way.
let's get in all the bad puns.
Yeah, I was like, holy
but
shit.
again, this makes sense. Paige picks
Yeah.
up a new team. Her old teammates are going to be like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
So, again, I like it. And that was Adventure Time with JC.
There's so
Tune
much.
in next week for more.
There's more about this that kind of bothers me. It's like that song is great, and that whole presentation of her alone is great. There's something
There are
odd.
things I didn't talk about that are bad.
There's something very odd watching Asuka walk around in the background, still
Yeah.
doing the Asuka shuffle, as I like to call it.
She does not look comfortable in this role
No.
yet. But she better get comfortable
there's-
with it because this train could be really exciting.
And then here,
Hop on, Asuka.
Speaking of trains, here comes Paige without any heels on, which again, I assume they did that on purpose because of how tall she is in
Yeah.
heels with these smaller
well,
women.
that's how small Kyrie
Yeah,
is.
exactly. It was just kind of like, I'm sitting there watching, I'm like, oh, she's wearing flats. Oh yeah, Kyrie's like 4'11". That's fine. But man, it's just like, here's where I'm a little, I don't know, like, I'm okay for it being new, and I have no issue with it. But I think going forward, my hope would be, a bonus hope would that be like, they start to look more like a team. Maybe that Paige would change her look just ever so slightly to be Paige,
they need to
but
work on the
also-
aesthetics.
Yeah,
I agree.
And I think that would be definitely something because here's the other thing too is as much as Kairi Sane's music is an amazing entrance, to me it's not one of those 1, 2, 3. Everybody pops and
Don't care.
The music
Don't
plays.
care. It's not-
So
she doesn't need
It's
to
an
be.
entrance. It's not an exit for me. It's very odd.
Well, they can play Oscars at the
right,
end of the
exactly.
match then.
But that's the thing. Like,
But I love Kyrie San so much
that's
more.
the thing. But it's just like, but it's not like you're like, yay.
I am. I'm so happy. It's like,
I don't
not
know.
only am I happy that she won, I'm happy that now I get to go on another adventure.
I'm gonna kibosh that if YouTube kicks us off because of it. I'm just telling you right now. Telling you.
Fuck YouTube.
Well, we got to archive somewhere. Go to youtube.com/jobberknocker,
Put in the disclaimer,
baby.
bro. Put in the disclaimer.
You do the disclaimer.
You
I'll give-
copy and paste it.
You do it.
I
You know
don't
how
have
much work
access.
I do for this podcast?
I don't have access to the YouTube page.
That's not true. You do have all access, baby.
I don't
You're
know.
all access, JC. You just forgot the passwords.
I
That's
don't think
fine.
you ever gave me YouTube.
Whatever. Anyway,
I have access to Twitter. I just never post because you post so much bad shit. I'm like, I can't mix in with this.
What are you gonna?
You can't mix in gold with shit.
Hey, you know what? I resemble that remark. All right, that's awful.
You resemble it or you resent it?
I said what I said. Anyway, let's move on to anything else that you enjoyed
Was
besides.
there anything else you liked on Raw or SmackDown? 'Cause
Okay,
I did kind of jump ship.
You
'cause,
did
I
jump
wanted
ship.
to jump
Literally,
on the ship.
pun intended.
Oh my god, I'm so like happy and like optimistic after that. I feel I got like butterflies.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I'm optimistic about anything else on SmackDown. Not so much. All right, look, I'm looking on.
We can talk about the stuff on Raw if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, like,
Well, no, I just chose like the last two things. It's your turn.
sure.
There were other good things on Raw.
Look, well, I don't know.
I want to hear it.
Well, look.
Say it. Whatever you're thinking, say it.
I'm looking.
We're not talking about Lars, so you don't have to worry about spraying
No,
it.
I know.
Just say it.
No, look, I very quickly, I just thought it was really funny that Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder had a backstage segment. It was just like, yeah, we're here for a while. And I'm like, yeah, you're backstage again. And they're like, and then he pulls out the woolly mammoth line. I'm like, oh boy.
Bro, they got the
Horny.
titles.
Horny.
Yeah, he did.
Horny. Can't overstate that enough. Horny. I thought the Becky Lynch and Lacey Evans bit was good.
Yeah, I like the
I
promos.
appreciated the promo. The next
We're
part of
not.
that,
We're not. No,
but-
we like the promos.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. No, that's what I have too.
Yep, that's
again, like
you know.
I say it every week about Lacey Evans, like the presentation of her, like her character, like just like from the accent to the everything she does, like her mannerisms is just literally fucking perfect.
Yes.
She's just the execution is fucking flawless. So I'm all for her getting as much as they want to give her.
Hey, she does a good job because I'm just like, maybe it's because we live up north. There's something about that Southern Belle thing where I'm just like, eh.
She's just so clearly defined, though. Yeah. That's what I like. It's just like, there's no, like, wait, like, it is clearly defined what she is, what she believes. Like, she doesn't need to say it, and I know it. Mm-hmm. And that's what I look like. That's a character, like, the dedication to it, and just knowing, like, it's believable. It is perfect.
Here's
flawless.
something that they talked about, I'm sure we'll talk about in the Heat, but there's just, like, the fact that Becky has to wrestle twice at Money in the Bank. I'm curious to see what goes first, because I think
the weird thing was Lacey originally said the 2 belts, which, again, I was like, oh, I hope that's not the case, but I didn't have a problem with it, because at that point, we didn't know that was the only match she had. But I was like, that's interesting. I don't know if they told her to say that or if she just said it on her own. Mm-hmm. I would more think that she just kind of said it on her own because it'd be more believable that way.
Sure.
As opposed to them planting it, because I was like, oh, well, I hope she defends twice. She's a double champion on both shows. She better fight twice.
It's true. So I'm curious to see if Charlotte ends up losing at Money in the Bank.
There's 3 matches. It's the women's Money in the Bank and those 2. Like, there's a lot. And that's what I think that's very fucking intriguing. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the nice thing about Money in the Bank. They're not only giving us good matchups, it's intriguing of, like, these possibilities so far. So I think so far so good.
All right. Anything else? Or do we get into the part of the
We're
show?
not talking about stuff yet. That is something.
Okay.
I want you to talk about it first.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can't read your mind. Just say it, and I'll tell you.
What haven't we talked about yet?
A particular funhouse?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to hear all your thoughts on it before I give mine.
Well, is this technically babyface, or is this...
Okay, well, I'll give my first thought on it. I overall am neutral so far, so that's why I think it works between the Shine and the Heat, because I am neutral, but I want to hear what you have to say.
So you want me to say something good about it so you can say something bad about it so you sound good?
No, I know what I'm going to say. I just want you to say it first.
You don't know what I'm going to say. You have no idea.
I know. I only know what I'm going to say, but I want to hear what you have to say first.
Oh, my God. This is awful. You're leading me. You're leading me.
I just want to hear what you have to say, Adam. For once, I'm asking you to talk, and you're not talking.
Here's what I thought. Here's Firefly Funhouse. It's a thing. And I like things that are weird. So
that is true.
It was nice that they gave us the fucking what we thought was Bray Wyatt thing that we've seen before with the dollhouse and then the ha 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 dolls thing. Like,
see the bus.
Well, hold on. I can talk about that in a second. That part doesn't bother me. But so then we get to as Ben and I were talking about Wonder Shows, and if you haven't seen Wonder Shows, and it's kind of a like on drugs. It's a very Adult Swim feel.
Is it German? Because that sounds
No,
German.
Wonder Shows, no, but it's on Adult Swim or Cartoon Network? I'm thinking it's the same thing.
Isn't it the same thing?
Yeah, I think so. Well, Adult Swim is part of the Cartoon Network. Okay. But anyway, Wonder Shows, and it was a very ridiculous show. My wife and Ben are the only people that I think have ever seen it. So
I'm sure there's other. I bet Billy's seen it. Billy's
seen every. Billy's the TV guy.
Billy is the TV guy.
Yeah. He literally has seen every television show ever created.
It's impressive.
Yeah, it's also slightly alarming, but that's okay. I mean, that's Billy.
I just don't think he sleeps.
No sleep for Billy.
Yeah. Team no sleep, baby.
TV Billy. We should just call him TV's Billy. Because TV's Billy.
TV's own Billy Delaney.
TV's own Billy Delaney. Because that's what he does, folks. TV. Anyway, back to the Firefly Funhouse. Or Funhouse. Funhouse.
Just say Firefly Funhouse?
I don't know. Flond. I need
food. Who are you,
food.
Shane?
I need Firefly Funhouse. Say that 10 times fast. So that it happens. I love Pee Wee Herman. I love the wacky host thing. I appreciated a lot of it. I went back and watched it a couple of times because I watched what he said on Twitter. He said, y'all seeing a ghost, but you don't even believe. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? You know, like, whatever. But again, the Mercy thing, that's from Waylon Mercy back in the early 90s, so I'm okay with that because that's a callback to what the original Bray Wyatt character was supposed to be. Is it Patty the Witch? I couldn't make out what it is. Pabby? I think it was Pabby, maybe. But it was just like, there's the witch, and here's the connection that I made with it. He goes, you are going to love them. So to me, I think that those two things right there are going to be the catalyst for what we see. You know, like I really, really enjoy things I can't call. When I watch and I look at the puppet and I see the other witch, I go to myself, those two things are going to be there for a particular reason. There's actually a third puppet. There's a rabbit.
There was a rabbit on
but
the
nobody
logo.
said anything
Yeah.
about it.
Roger.
To which, or the Adam Rose bunny. I don't really care.
Oh God.
Still a great song. Anyway, which might be my theme song from now on, so I can get fired. Look, so I don't know. Firefly. I'm waiting to see what the next iteration of it is before I sit there and completely turn this thing into fucking shit salad. Like, I am really optimistic, but I will say this much. There's somebody out there who thinks they're TMZ or they think they're reporters of WWE or whatever that I saw on Twitter.
Don't give them the time.
I'm not, but I'm just saying, people out there are saying, report that Bray Wyatt is actually having a kid with JoJo, so he asked to be part of a children's character because he wants to be more child-friendly.
You say we don't talk about the dirt sheets.
Well, this is an exception.
And now you're bringing up the
This is
shit
an exception.
and putting it on the
This
table.
is an exception because, to me, he has a chainsaw, and there's something kid-friendly about a chainsaw.
I don't care anything about what any of those people who make shit up for attention have to say.
Just saying. I didn't say the name. I won't say the name. It just bothers me. Okay, your thoughts. I've made you angry. Go ahead.
No, so I
Heat.
this literally just popped on screen after a match, and I was dumbfounded. It's not often that I'm speechless and don't have a reaction to something, because I love to react, but I didn't know what to do. I remember I texted out then I was like, Ben, I hope you're fucking watching. I didn't know. I was just so dumbfounded. And then Raw finished, and I'm reading everyone on Twitter, and I'm still dumbfounded by it. And I went to bed still being dumbfounded by it. I woke up the next morning, and I rewatched it. And I was like, oh my God, do I like this? Is this fucking so weird that I like this? Because when I first saw it, I was like, there's no way I'm going to like this. Like, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and be like, this is the worst thing ever. Then I watched it again, and I caught out on more little details they had, and I was like, oh my God, I appreciate that. I was like, no, I can't like this. I can't. But I kind of did.
Ah.
But I'm still neutral on it because it's literally the first week.
Sure.
I will say this. They created a monster fucking buzz.
Oh, yeah.
And it was literally the most talked about thing in a very good week, but this thing is just there's a lot of buzz around it. It has a lot of momentum. We all, no matter good or bad, we want to see more next week. So my big thing with now is like, can they keep this momentum going, or is this going to be like a thing that just eventually fizzles out, like the Brodus Clay thing, which was like the last time I was so dumbfounded by a gimmick because they teased this big giant monster coming. Then out comes this fucking Barney dancing motherfucking calling his mama.
Call him
and
mama.
It's just like Fandango. The first couple months, like this is the greatest thing ever, but eventually it just dies.
Sure.
I have more faith for Bray because Bray is just so different. And there's definitely like a dark side to this. It's like that shiny light, but there's like a silhouette coming over it. So it's just you don't know what's going on. Is the light going to destroy the darkness, or is the darkness going to overtake the sun? And like I love the callback with the cardboard cutout of himself. He's dead now. Huh? I mean, I thought Bray looked better. That's a big point our buddy Ben was making is like he also looks different because he dropped some of the weight, but it's a different presentation of him. And I'm fascinated by it, I think is the best way to put it. Good or bad, I don't know where I'm going to end up eventually, but I am fascinated for this week only because there are so many little things where it was just like every time I watched it, I caught a little something different. I was like, okay, this is so fucking ridiculous. Like, this could turn out to be the most genius thing ever or literally fucking end this guy's career. But I don't think that's a bad thing because that's how you truly reach that greatness is you have to toe that thin line to break through.
Sure.
And very few things break through, but if this does, it's exactly what Bray needs because, again, this guy is dead in the water too. But I'm fascinated. I'm...
Now, so I will hit the heat button, whatever. But look, the one thing that did occur to me while I was watching this over and over again, because I had to a couple times just because I had to.
Yeah.
But now that we're in the heat, I have to think about this, like, that song, as creepy as it is, all I'm thinking about is if he actually wrestles. It's like, na-na-na-na-na-na. It's like, in my head, I'm like, that's not a wrestling theme, though.
Yeah, that's going to be
the one
the
thing that's
interesting
like-
step is how do they transition from these funny vignettes to
Right.
the in-ring presentation.
But the thing is like, he is all presentation. He's mostly sizzle and not a lot of steak. Sorry, Ben. But, I mean, maybe he stopped.
Lot less steak now,
Yeah, I was going
too.
to say he eats a lot less steak. He's a daddy for crying out loud soon. So, look, The one thing that I'm really focusing on is he's an amazing promo. He's an amazing presentation. But then the bell has to ring. And, like, the wrestling portion of that character, I don't think I'm going to care. Like, he's going to have to do something different in terms of when the bell rings, his presentation even out to the ring, and afterwards, that's going to have to be different to me.
Like I said, I'm giving it a chance. We're not there yet.
No, I know, but
I know
it's a worry. It's an absolute worry.
I agree with everything you're saying, but like for me, it's just I have for something like this in a journey that is so undefined. Like I think we have to take it step by step and go from there.
Sure.
Because if not, like we do it all the time, but like try not to completely like bury ourselves with worry before it happens, because I think that's what makes the best things is we don't know.
Right.
Like it is literally towing that line of literal fucking shit or fucking amazing.
We won't know, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not safe. And you know what?
No, it's not safe, but we like
Not
that.
safe sometimes is great. You need some of that mixed in. Not everything can be safe, Adam. I know you love safety. Safety first, Adam.
What are you trying to say, Josh?
You just like everything safe.
Am I Bobby Bubble Wrap?
You're bubble wrap, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you? What are you? You're safe.
I am.
Look at yeah, I caught
See,
you off
okay,
guard. You're
so
Bubble Wrap too.
I look at a building, and it's like, I'll take the leap, but there better be a trampoline on the bottom.
Yeah, you're safe.
You won't even think about taking that leap, even if they stack 50,000 trampolines, because you're not taking that risk at all. I'll at least do it, but knowing that I'm not going to die.
I like high risk. I was a wrestler. I almost crippled myself. Come on. I mean, come on.
You don't like what other people do. You came on this program bitching about it last week. Bubble wrap.
Yeah, I can tell what everybody else is going to do, but for
Yeah.
me, I'm like, I don't do that to
okay.
myself. Anyway, let's move on.
What was your biggest heat of the week?
Biggest heat.
Yeah, you get your biggest heat of the week.
Holy
The
Jesus.
top story of the big heat. The lead.
Do you have a lead?
Sure, but I asked you for yours.
To me, it's not, to me, you're going to be like, this is not a big heat for me, but it is, I think, it's just, I don't really care about the Shane McMahon Elias thing.
That's the biggest heat of the week for me.
Good
job.
I don't know what are we pausing The Miz? The Miz
is
beat him
over.
up?
I think it's over.
But it's just like, then why was I understand they transitioned him to Monday Night Raw because of the Miz and Mrs. thing, but like, for me, I just thought about it going like, I want more, though. I want a dramatic conclusion to this, because it was like, they gave us a taste of what it was supposed to be, and then it's just ending, and it was just like, I get that they're probably using, Vinnie Mac is sitting there back there going, the lines McMahon are going to get over, and they're going to help Elias.
Well, I mean,
it's
Shane
like-
does belong in the Mount Rushmore of wrestling.
Oh, boy.
Did you hear him say
Yeah.
that?
Well, to be fair, I just botched like 3 different
I
things.
know, but I fucking lost it because it was so perfect.
The Mount Rushmore.
Mount Mushmore. I was
Mount
like, oh my
Mushmore.
God. Like, can we put like the 4 worst
Marshmallow.
promos ever on Mount Mushmore? Like, that's perfect. It's perfect. It's just the irony of it. Like, if anything, that's Shine that he said that. But it's
All of it just seems so overdone. Like, okay, we're getting Elias over, but we're really getting, Roman Reigns over, which again, I'm okay with. I like the fact that elevated Elias, as you could say.
Yeah.
And then a Roman Reigns being like, yep, gonna put on my gear and fight. And he didn't even have to talk. Really? I love that portion of it. I love that he's silenced. I love that he's all business. I love that portion of it. But there's something about Shane McMahon getting involved with Elias that just doesn't, like, I get what they're doing, and it's just like...
They're giving Elias the full McMahon rub.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think by...
Literally.
Seriously. But I was even like... There's a very thin line, in my opinion, when you watch that particular thing where it's like, he comes out, he's getting the booze. Great. Wonderful. Here comes Shane O doing like my, the Greg Hamilton yada 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 bit, which I'm sick of anyway.
I like this week's one better because it was quicker.
Yeah.
And that man has fucking great pipes.
Yeah. You've seen his pipe?
Pipes.
Oh.
Like a throat, Adam.
Oh.
Not everything's about a person's member.
Member of what?
Johnson.
Who's Johnson?
House Johnson.
Dick Johnson?
House Johnson.
I'm not even. All right. So anyway, so there's Seth. There's Shane doing his thing. And then Elias obviously jumps Roman Reigns, which I get.
It made sense.
It made sense, but then they do the thing backstage where he's playing on the back of the fucking limo.
They also gave us 10 minutes of fucking recaps. Stop doing that.
It's just so much intertwined stuff where I'm looking at it going like, none of this is evolving, which again, like, you would have been fine with just them beating up Roman and getting out of Dodge. But the fact that they had the recap, the fact that they had him playing on the back of the truck or the limo, and then, of course, Shane being like, jumps hey, buddy, I really like it. You think you can beat him at Money in the Bank? You really going to do that challenge? Okay, let's get out of here. It would have been better for him to just run away. Like, have Roman go after him.
You mean drift away?
Drift away. But seriously, for me, I looked at it and went like, that was a faux pas. The whole thing was a faux pas. You gave us a little too much. Pull it back. Rein it back. You know what I mean?
The logic of Elias not wanting to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, like, announce this match after you know who's in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Don't shit on
Why
it.
would a guy be like, hey, I'd rather have a singles match with the fucking King Killer, Roman Reigns, than have
killer.
a chance to win the fucking top title by climbing a fucking ladder and pulling down a briefcase.
So many people there's somebody that photoshopped this, and I'm so bummed that it's not going to happen. They said, Elias should win Money in the Bank and carry around a guitar case. And I was like, that's fucking brilliant. That's fucking brilliant. I
Too
love
bad he'd
that.
rather lose to Roman Reigns than
That's
do
fine.
that.
Darn it. Oh, whatever. It's fine. It is what it is.
Is this leading up to Roman Shane SummerSlam?
Oh,
Which they
boy.
put it this way. Like, Roman Reigns is so far away from that fucking title,
Yeah,
and
I
people
know.
still are complaining about him. It's like, dude, he's giving Elias the biggest match of his life at Money in the
Yeah,
Bank, a
absolutely.
one-on-one match against him.
Yeah.
Like, whether Elias wins or loses, Elias is in that spot. Elias, how many times he's never been in a meaningful match? Like, ever.
Yeah.
This is huge for him. They're pushing him, and it's because they're using Roman Reigns' star power to do it. Mm-hmm. And then if he goes to SummerSlam, he's just in a match with Shane, which whatever. Shane's going to be on the show anyways, so why not stick him with Reigns so we can just not care about it as much? But like Roman is so far away from that title, and people still bitch about him. Get a fucking life.
They love what they love. They
Oh,
love
my
to
God.
bitch. It's fine. Anyway, moving on. Do we want to talk now about some of the bad stuff?
We are in
Like
the heat.
the Iconics losing again. Does that matter to you? I don't know.
So again, I if they would have just done the Tuesday one, have been fine. But the Monday one, I mean, Naomi be like, hey, I'll be honest, that was full on 32X. Couldn't tell you one thing that happened to
Yep.
that. 0% interest in knowing. I get the single star needing to get the win, but just like the Iconic Revival is what I think we should refer to them as, because they're never gonna win a match.
Iconic.
But again, I love the Iconics. I've loved the Iconics forever. Every time they actually showed up on SmackDown, they got my comeback. So it's very well documented how much I love them. But this was my fear about them just getting the championships at WrestleMania, having like zero build as a credible team or anything. Like, it's a cool moment. I love them. They obviously deserve it. But like, just the way they've handled the women's tag championships since their inception has not been great booking.
Not
And
great.
It's just they're doing great because they are amazing. Like,
Sure.
they're on the mic. I fucking love them. But it's just, this is the problem is, like, they're just gonna get steamrolled, and then eventually when they do lose that title, they're gonna be worthless almost.
Yeah.
Because right now, like, the reason why they're on TV and getting a chance to be awesome is because of those championships. But you should have gave them a reason to do that before they won the championships. That's my big issue with it.
Right.
And believe me, I love them. I love them. I love Peyton Royce. Just, they're great. But yeah.
Here's the one thing that I've noticed, especially like writing storylines myself, being in part of different things in wrestling. When I watched this, I went, you could literally take the tag team titles off of them, and it wouldn't matter. You can still do the exact same storyline with what they're doing right now on both shows. It would not matter.
You could say that about a lot of.
But I'm just saying, this particular thing really bothers me because I watch it and think to myself, man, this could be really, really good, because I know they're trying to build up different things here and there, but it's just, there's no need for it, in my opinion. There's no need. Like, you have one team, which is Kairi Sane and Asuka, which, again, if they don't win right away, does that devalue them?
The top feud is them versus Fire and Zaya. Those are the two most legit tag teams they have right now, in my opinion.
No. I'm saying the Iconics supposedly are with the Pirate and the Asuka. I'm just saying, that's
Well, I have a feeling they might be feuding with Naomi. They might clone Naomi and have the Naomis versus the Iconics.
the Naomis.
Yeah.
Or maybe they'll bring back the other Funkadactyl.
Please no.
That is a minus hope. Don't do that.
Yeah.
That is a nope, not a
She
hope.
was so annoying. That voice, man. Oh,
Was it Cameron?
Yeah.
It was Cameron.
Funk is on a roll.
She said, I think her
It's a
favorite.
lot. We talked about Planet Funk a lot today.
We did talk about more than we thought we would, and it'll never be talked about again.
That's not
again,
true. Because
again.
Funk is on a roll.
That is a fucking amazing song. Anyway, so look, I'm not. I love that you're dancing with your jazz hands.
Somebody call my mama.
We're having too much fun. No, but look, it is what it is. Moving on to the Viking Raiders. That's a thing.
Yeah, you know what? Hey,
It's a
we
right in
begged
the
them
right
last week to
direction.
change it.
Yep.
They took the two names that I wanted separately and stuck them together. So it's an improvement. We're gonna get. I can live with this.
We can take
I can live with it.
Two shitty football teams, melt them into one, and there it is.
That was fucking genius. I'm
It
proud
was.
of you.
It was.
Wow. Sometimes
Yes.
you swing a lot, and sometimes you connect, and I love it.
Yeah,
when you
that was a real nice ground rule double.
I'll
You're right.
take it.
Yeah, I'll take it. It was a dribbling double by Nessel. Anyway, moving on. Lucha House Party killed. You must have enjoyed that portion.
Hey, you know what? Treat them like they are.
Treat them like they are. And then, of course, we get to a part of which I thought, God damn it, I wanted to change my channel. Alicia Fox versus Becky Lynch. Oh, boy.
Worst match of the week.
Holy shit. Was that bad.
Botchamania has an entire episode from that
Holy
match.
God
Just
damn
play
it.
the match.
It started off fine. It was a decent effort. And then, like, halfway through, the wheels just came right off. Like, not even like you're watching Oregon Trail and you got dysentery and your wheels are falling off. Like, just every once in a while, it's a whole thing. You probably never played the
No, does the carriage get dysentery?
No, I'm just saying, like, things happen in the Oregon Trail.
So not only do you have dysentery,
But the wheels
so you're
fall
gonna
off.
die, but the wheels are falling off as you die.
You literally have nowhere
That's
to go,
fucking mean,
and
dude.
you die. Oregon Trail is a terrible, dark game.
I loved hunting.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously. But the rest of it sucks. You got dysentery and you're done. You're gone.
That was cholera.
Whatever. It's a disease. Anyway, moving on back to my original point. This match just started literally on the Oregon Trail and just started it went everywhere. I was just like, oh my God, there's one botch. Oh wait, here's another one. And it's just like one after another. It was just like, are we in a real fight here? Or is it just like, and you could hear them calling spots a little too much. And I'm like, what the hell? What the hell is going on here? It can't be Becky. It can't be. I mean, it might be. It's a dance
when
partner
Becky
thing.
has bad dance partners, it's never good. Like it's just her style. Like it needs to be matched with someone who's competent.
Alicia Fox might have been on Adderall. It was just like bing, 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 bing. Like it was a pinball machine in there for me.
Alicia Fox has always fascinated me how she's just survived this long. I don't get it. I've never really understood it, but that's all.
And then here's the other thing, too. At the very end, it was very odd. Becky gets her in the disarmer, doesn't even really get it in, and all of a sudden the referee's like, yep, she tapped. Get this fucking
with the
thing
camera
over
angle,
with.
we couldn't tell if she tapped. It's like,
Yeah.
the ref's like, get Lacey in here.
Yeah.
Give me Lacey.
Yeah, it was just like, save it. Save it. And it was just like, God damn it. She fucking puts her in the arm. It's almost like, I didn't even wrench back and you're tapping. It's like, you're almost doing Becky a disservice.
Yeah.
You know? And then, of course, here comes women's right, which, again, fine. I don't have no issue with. But it's just like, it was like, here's a shitty match and here's a fucking exclamation point and boom, we're done.
Yep.
So that was bad.
Yeah. I have the right to not like that match.
It's true. And it left us not entertained.
Yeah.
Yep. We haven't talked about a particular facial thing that happened, but that's okay. We can talk about that if you want or not. There was a match with a certain gentleman.
That's a good thing. But okay, well we can talk. So
We're still in the heat though.
One of my heats of this week is with what happened with Andrade and Charlotte got engaged. Congratulations. That was
Did they really?
very fast. Yeah. So
That seems like a bad. That seems like a Ric Flair thing to do.
WWE doesn't like to break up married couples. They broke up Charlotte and Andrade because they weren't married. Then they got engaged this week, and they have to flip Andrade back to SmackDown. But not only does that mean that they have to flip that, Zelina is Andrade's manager. Zelina is married to Aleister Black. So an effect of that is those two had to be flipped over. Cesaro got sent to Raw. Joe was already going to Raw. Jinder ended up on SmackDown randomly with them. I don't know. More on that in a minute. But so as much as the Black Ricochet...
Sorry, the way you say, like you and Joe with your Black O'Shea's or your Rico ways, it's like whatever. I don't know what the hell you fucking say. It's
I think he says aloe shea.
Aloe shea.
It sounds like a rubbing.
Yeah, gotta put that
cream.
aloe shea cream on.
Yeah, the aloe shea cream.
Don't have dry skin.
But yeah, so as much as they were an odd tandem, like the tag team, like I entertained them together because they were good.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, there are so many good single stars in the main roster. To get these guys us fully acquainted with them, like I don't mind them working in the tag division, a division that needs help. It'll get them more exposure. They'll put on good matches with people that they normally wouldn't have matches with. It's a good introduction. And they were going that route. But an effect of that, this like second shakeup, literal shakeup, is that Black and Ricochet got split up because Ricochet stayed on Raw. We saw him already job to a mustache. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But I'm worried about these two in general. That's my heat is because you've seen this week, SmackDown has so many talented single stars that there's gonna like, and again, I'm fine with them not being on every week, but there could be like a gap where like Aleister like gets one match a month, which in the tag division he'd get more. But I'm worried because at least they had the promo for him. I thought that was good, at least to remind us. But like Ricochet, like I'm looking at Raw and it's like, is he just gonna is he gonna be like Cedric the Entertainer, just be a jobber to the stars?
Who knows?
Which again, I'm fine with that for Cedric because I think that works because that's where he is right now. But for Ricochet, it's like I'm worried about, especially because the size thing. It's like people like you are gonna go out and be like cruiserweight. But
For who?
I'm worried, Ricochet. I'm worried he's lighter than Finn Balor.
It's true.
So I'm worried about them getting split up so soon. I thought there was more they could do with them as a team, and now I'm worried that they both might kind of flounder for a bit. I think they're both going to be fun eventually because they're both really good.
Sure.
But I'm just concerned because an introduction to these guys is very important because if not, you kind of got to rebuild them a bit. And these are two characters that shouldn't need much rebuilding. And then, Ricochet, they literally added, like, gunshots to his entrance. Did you hear all that? They added so many sound effects.
It sounded like it was a lightning. It was lightning, I think. He's Mighty Mouse. Vince loves Mighty Mouse.
Hey,
anything he can do with Mighty Mouse,
he's a real-life
man.
superhero.
He is. Vince is probably sitting there going, get him a cape. Get him a cape. Just like Neville.
There is going to be a point where he's going to have a fucking cape.
Yep.
It's
going to be
gonna
awful.
happen.
Yep. Maybe have a hood.
Yeah.
At least have a hood.
Are you not worried about both of them? I'm worried about both of them on their own for now.
I'll tell you this much. This is where I'm going to get booed out of the fucking building.
Oh, boy.
I'm not a Ricochet guy.
I don't care. But
I'm an Aleister Black guy.
If anything,
sure.
it's worse for Black.
Oh, yeah. Here's the thing. The promo, everybody was giving props on the promo.
I didn't think the promo was good.
I was thinking to myself and went,
It didn't make sense.
he said things I don't understand, Bob. I don't know what I watched. He just said a bunch of words. Like, it's just like watching Kevin Hart and 40-Year-Old Virgin. I don't know what that means. Mind your business. Tell me words I understand.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I find it disrespectful. Like, that's exactly how I felt when I was watching it. I went, I know you're really smart. I feel really dumb by listening to this promo. And what does it mean? I don't know. Is he a babyface?
Yeah, no, I
Is
didn't
he a
like it.
heel? I don't know.
I don't think it fit his character at all either. I didn't think it was good.
I mean, if he's in a coffin talking, I'll watch it. But yeah, it's just moving on. I don't really care what happens to Ricochet. I feel like he will literally, no pun intended, but pun intended, bounce back no matter where he goes because it's just he's
He'll
there.
just keep ricocheting off the bad shit.
Yeah, it's just like
he always lands on his feet.
Yeah, it's just like talent. Always,
CrossFit.
Yeah, exactly. Talent always rises to the top, so these guys should be in theory
Yeah.
okay. But man, I look
Ricochet
at it.
at least has the time to do it.
Exactly. But I don't know.
Black might not for a while.
Black might have a black mass.
Yeah,
So-
it might be a black hole for him on SmackDown for a bit.
Nice pun. Nice pun. All right, moving on. Do we get to the glorious part?
No, because that's not heat.
I know. Do you have any more heat?
Yeah,
I don't think you do.
well, we haven't talked about Bailey Charlotte. Which
And
was
there
a
it
good
is.
match.
We talked about it.
It was a good match. You didn't like that match? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, whatever. It's too much.
It was a good wrestling match. You fast forwarded it, definitely.
No, I didn't. I watched the whole thing, and I thought to myself,
It was like, okay.
Here's Charlotte.
I forgot
Getting
Bailey can
another
actually go.
yep.
Okay, so here's the problem with that. Charlotte's the top performer in the women's division. There's 2 fucking titles. Yeah, she deserves to be who on SmackDown deserves a title shot more than her? No one. Bailey's a fucking loser. I love Bailey, but she needs to be built up. Ember Moon literally just came back. Who else on SmackDown? Carmella? Charlotte just beat her.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte's the most deserving.
Sure.
Charlotte, Becky always have good matches except for when they try to fake injuries.
Sure.
That was also, this will only be their second singles match since October.
Okay.
So, cry me a fucking river.
I'm not crying. I'm just saying, okay.
Cry me a fucking river.
You're not getting anything out of me.
Yeah, because you're a coward.
There it is. There's the JC I know.
Playing it safe.
Yep, that's me. Playing it safe.
Bubble wrap Adam.
Doesn't sound as good as Bubble Wrap Bobby.
No.
It's fine.
Miss Bubble wrap. I don't miss him anymore, actually.
Anyway. All right, so there we go. Come back, since you said, sorry, Hope.
You're trying to fucking skip segments? What's wrong with you?
Because we're going long.
That's what she said.
Wrap it up. That's what she said.
No, usually they... Okay.
Give me your
My
hope.
hope, I just mentioned her name. Ember Moon. I love Ember Moon. She's one of my favorite performers, one of my favorite wrestlers in the company, male or female, doesn't matter. She's kind of gotten a raw deal on the main roster. The injury didn't help, but she's now on SmackDown with a fresh start. And the best way for a fresh start is the Money in the Bank contract. I want Ember Moon to win the women's Money in the Bank contract. You know, she doesn't need to cash in that night. But I just think with her, the way her character is, it has kind of like a dark thing to it. She is so likable and her moveset is very likable. But I think she could be a really good heel too. And the best part of Money in the Bank is you get that surprise turn at some point. So I think she would be a good candidate to win this year's briefcase. And I think it would be a good launching point for them to make a true star, which was the original intention of Money in the Bank, is to make a true star out of this and vault them into a top spot. And you all fucking complaining about Charlotte? Well, here's your way out. Ember fucking Moon. Give her the contract. Hashtag JC's hopes come true. Hashtag JC knows. The She-Nom.
Well, we didn't talk about it really. So here's my hope. I hope they do something with Lars Sullivan soon because I watched this and went, there he was, interrupting, which was supposed to be a match we've seen 40 million times, so it's fine. Gable versus, Jinder, we've seen it a bunch.
I've seen it like once.
No, we've seen it a bunch.
Gable wrestled like twice last year.
No, that's not true.
Yes.
Anyway, so we've seen that a bunch. And of course he comes out Lars Sullivan, doing his whole thing. He fucking stumbled into the fucking ring too, which I was like, God damn it.
Fits
like
his character.
It's fine. He's the freak accident. But God damn it. Can we just get somebody, like my hope is just, can we get some decorum? Can we get anything? Like I was watching him going like, I couldn't be less enthusiastic about him at all. Like I'm watching it going, I hope, this is my hope. They have to saddle him with somebody soon from Mouthpiece. Please, Paige, Heyman, I don't care if it's whatever, like anybody. Just get him a mouthpiece because I'm at a point where it's like I can't watch him for another month beat up.
R-Truth.
Like old guys.
Hey, he beat up young guys this week.
Well,
he proved that he's
Jinder's not
young.
young.
Is it xenophobe? Is that the old people?
I don't
no,
think that's it.
That's the wrong one.
No.
It's
I think you're afraid of different nationalities. For
yeah,
xenophobe.
that's what xenophobe is.
Which he did beat up Jinder, so maybe he is.
And R-Truth and
now maybe that's an underlying theme we're thinking about
well,
here,
he also
Josh.
beat up the Hardys and Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle's pretty American, so
He's pretty hot dog flavored though. You never know.
hot dog flavored.
Well, the skin looks like a hot dog. Anyway, so maybe you're onto something, Josh. But anyway, my hope
What is wrong with you? And who the fuck is Josh?
Who is Josh? It's Bob. Who's Bob? Look, all I will say is this. Look, there's something about Lars Sullivan that it's a literal missing piece of the puzzle.
Lars Sullivan!
The freak accident was just like, it's just like, I'm bringing up a kid for a ride. Whee! And then I slam him down. It's like, there's no freak accident about it.
I love it. It's so
It's
bad.
so stupid. It's like, let me give you a hug, and then I'm going to fucking throw you down. It's like, there is super Shrek suplex. Like, it's just like, that's what he is. He's an ogre. If anybody out there is quick enough and witty enough more than me to find an O word, it's going to be the blank ogre, because that's what he is to me. He is Shrek.
That's what he's supposed to be, though, isn't
No,
he?
it's
Like
just
a
like
freaky, disgusting
he's a
thing?
freaking freak.
Yeah.
Freak. So that's my hope. Get him something, because right now I'm watching it going, God damn it.
A manager would
God
benefit
damn it. Get him something quickly before I literally don't care at all. And I want to. I honestly want to see where this goes. But having him not talk is great. But not having someone talk on his behalf, not great.
He talks with his spit.
Yeah.
When
As
it
I
hits,
just spit
when
all
it
this
hits you
micro-
in the face, it gives you a message.
Somebody's going to sell for that soon for that loogie. I'm telling you. It's bad. It's real bad. But you know what's not bad? Comebacks. And a comeback this week.
Glorious! I won't give in! I won't give in till I have a porn stash. Da 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 da. Bobby is dead. The bubble wrap is off. Robert fucking Roode. I fucking love this. Because this fucking guy is one of my least favorites. So bored with him. I was like, nah, whatever. When they split up Roode and Gable, I was like, oh, great. We got another Bobby singles run. Not today, JC. Robert Roode.
Oh, God.
LOLOLOL. I fucking love it. This guy needed it. It's not all the way there. The mustache is fucking perfect because he looks like a horrible porn star. And whatever, he needs this. But the only missing piece for him is he needs a manager.
Yes.
A female manager.
A valet, maybe,
a
even.
good-looking, young female manager to go with it. Paige would have been perfect,
Yep.
by the way. But I get them not wanting to,
Yep.
stick her in
I
that
get
type of
it.
gimmick.
Yep. I get it.
But, and I think what she's doing will be fine. But they need to get him a manager because I don't ever want to hear this motherfucker talk.
Nope.
Because whenever he does, all his character credibility is gone. Is he ever going to be great in the ring? No. But for him, it's more of like that larger-than-life character presence of that just... and it's obviously a callback.
Oh, yeah.
We love callbacks. A man in a robe with a mustache.
Hey, he's not half as good as Rick Rude, but that's okay.
But Robert, like the name change to me,
Robert.
it's just, I fucking love Robert Roode. It sounds so pretentious and fucking porny. It's perfect.
Porny, not corny, but porny.
It's fucking great. I love it. Just get him a young, attractive female manager, and it'll be perfect.
All right.
That's my comeback.
My comeback this week goes to Bray Wyatt because I'm very excited to see him on television. I am actually interested in seeing where this wacky funhouse goes. I personally believe that we're going to end up getting something where they have that stupid song playing, and then of course it'll fucking loop and then like they'll slow it down and something dark will happen, and then it'll go fast forward back up and he's happy again. They'll play with the many different ways of head, like he's got many personalities, I guess I would say. I think there's a lot of possibilities that could happen here. A lot of strong possibilities. I'm excited. It's a character. It's different.
It's definitely
It's definitely
different.
He's got it's just like he's got tendencies, and I appreciate that. It's three-dimensional, which a lot of it, there's a lot of flatness to a lot of different things on shows. There's 3 dimensions there. Sans cardboard cutout, that was 2 dimensions. But
I was going to say, cut the 2D right out.
Yeah, exactly. So we're on the same wavelength there, JC. But there's a difference because I believe that, like I said, there's that Amy Sedaris at home. I don't know if you guys watch it on True TV.
No fucking clue what you're
But it's a
talking about.
very if you go back on True TV.
You watch True TV when it's not March Madness?
Yeah, it's called Impractical Jokers, bro. And that fucking show is amazing. If you're not watching it, you're not living. It's a great show.
I think I'm living fine.
Yeah, not great. You're not living your best life unless you're watching Joe Gatto just do something stupid.
I'm not living my best life, but it's not for that reason.
Well, that's because of your poor choice in work. But that's
Hey!
fine. That's fine. Look, but seriously, Bray Wyatt is interesting to me. He's interesting again. And quite frankly, I don't think Vince would put that much effort into something if he didn't know that it was going to work or he thought that there was a chance that it could work. I think he's got an idea. And
If there's one man that can make it work, it is Bray Wyatt.
Well, either way, for entertainment value, Nestle might give this a kiss of death by liking it, but who knows?
I didn't even think of that. Sorry, Ben.
Sorry, Ben. I like it. So there it is. Let's get into the big finish.
Also, the Lake of Reincarnation remains undefeated.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's true. It's damn true.
All right, so next week, by the way, a moment of bliss, Money in the Bank.
Where they're just going to fucking announce the people in it because, God forbid, you ever have to qualify for anything anymore. It's fucking handout city. You get a shot. You get this. No. What the fuck? Pisses me off.
What did you expect them to do? Eat a candy bar?
Qualifying matches.
They should eat candy bars and get a golden ticket.
Because I'm assuming it's 4 from Raw, 4 from SmackDown. That means there should be 4 singles matches on each show to determine the 4 people that get to fucking grab the briefcase. Bullshit.
Okay.
So who's it gonna be? Let's do the 8 people. Who are your 4 Raw men in the? Because there's more.
7 of the. Well, it's definitely gonna be Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, in my opinion.
I would think.
Right?
Yep.
You'd think.
Braun and Bobby weren't even on TV this week, so those are 2 other possible candidates. I think Joe.
Ray?
I think Joe and Braun are gonna be a feud. But yeah, I'd say Mysterio, McIntyre, Corbin, Miz.
Probably.
Are we leaving anyone out? Probably. All the young guns, none of them are getting shot, I guess. But
Sami Zayn's not.
If you had a qualifying match of, I don't know, Cedric Alexander and
Cesaro?
fucking Baron Corbin, or Cesaro, and it'd be more interesting.
Yeah.
But whatever. They don't
Cesaro
care.
might be in there specifically
SmackDown.
for the spots. You never know.
SmackDown men.
SmackDown men. Not a lot of chances here, folks. Oh boy, this is
Mustafa Ali.
Really?
I think he'll be in
Okay.
it.
All right. I mean, maybe Cien. Maybe Cien.
I think Cien Balor's going to be a match.
Okay. See, this is where it gets.
Maybe Aleister Black
Maybe
gets a
Aleister
shot.
Black, yeah.
Buddy Murphy, I doubt it.
Lars.
Oh, God. Lars in the ladder match was fun
He was good last time,
That
so-
was fun. Yeah. Put Lars in there, baby. So what do we got? We got Lars, Mustafa. Who was the other one?
That's it.
Aleister. Who else is on SmackDown? Shelton Benjamin. Done. Okay.
Nobody's.
Woman from Raw.
Women from Raw.
I'm going to go
Ugh.
Natalia.
Wait, we're basing this off that it's going to be 8 though. We don't know.
Well, it probably will be. It usually is. Natalia, Alexa Bliss,
There's nobody on
Ruby
Raw.
Riott.
Naomi.
and Naomi.
Yeah.
Even though Ruby Riott lost to fucking Dana
Ruby
Brooke.
Wyatt.
She lost to Dana Brooke on main event, by the way.
We forgot about Dana Brooke. Possible selection.
Yeah, so it'll be her Ruby Riott for the 4th spot, I think.
Oh boy.
And then on SmackDown, I'm going to say Mella,
Mela.
Bailey. Who else on? It depends. If they do Kyrie Asuka versus
Mandy. Hello.
yeah, no, I think that might be a triple threat.
Mandy.
tag match.
You said
I
Mandy.
know, but I have a feeling.
Sonya. Hello.
Yeah, but I feel like they might be facing the fucking Paige's team.
You wanted to say something else.
I was gonna say Sky Pirates, but they're not because Io's not there.
Yeah.
So I didn't say Sky Pirates. So Carmella and Bailey, I think, are givens.
I think Mandy and Sonya will be in it. I do believe.
I hope you're right, but I think it's more of Mickey James.
How do you not want Mandy in the bank?
I do want it, damn it! It was my hope like fucking months ago, but I think they might be in a fucking tag match. I like snapping on you. You deserve it. Because your eyes are like,
You get on this program 52 weeks out of the year, 7 days a week if it could be, and say, I love Mandy.
Yeah, I do.
And yet, you didn't put her in the damn match.
Because I think she's going to be in a tag team match, playa. Maybe they'll win the tag belts at Money in the Bank. Maybe it'll be a triple threat for the tag team titles. Damn it.
I don't know what to do with you anymore.
I don't know what to do with you.
I think that's it.
Mickey and Liv maybe as the last two.
Nope.
I like Mandy and Sonya better, but...
Yeah, they're on television, folks.
Liv said we're going to see her soon, so maybe that's what she means.
Soon, like maybe, I don't know, August.
SmackDown Liv.
Sure, whatever. Oh, I see what she did there. Okay.
I mean, I didn't do it. I
That's
copied it
cute,
from her.
but whatever.
She does.
Sure.
She's also traveling with the Mandy's Donuts crew now, like the greatest triplets ever.
I don't know where to go from there. So I'm just going to say, let's go and wrap this shit up, please. Jobberknocker.com. It's a .com. Hello?
It is. It's a website, and that's
Yeah.
where you should go to find out everything you need to know.
Yeah.
We got stuff on there. Currently, there is a 205 Live.
Yes.
Written by
This
the
morning.
Showstopper that came out this morning. This is Wednesday morning. Tomorrow morning, there will be NXT and NXT UK articles, which will drop.
Jeepers Crow.
So check that out. Go to Pro Wrestling Tees. Buy the shirts, man.
It's
Jobber
true.
Knocker. Super hot fire. Monday night rerun, which might become Tuesday night rerun.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
not sure.
started to notice that.
Because Raw is a lot fresher, so fresh and so clean. And then we have the podcast. You're listening to us on iTunes. Give us 5 stars, 5 flames. You know what to do. If you're not listening on iTunes, that means you're listening on Podbean or Stitcher or Spotify, or I went out of order, so I'm all fucked up now, Google Play. Maybe you're watching on YouTube, and we're getting copyright infringed because I fucking took an adventure. But sue me, motherfuckers, literally.
Archives over at YouTube so you
Yeah.
can watch any and all. That's not true. At least the last 10.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll get the backlog going right
Twitter.
some free time.
You can do that too at Jobberknocker, at Nestlemania, at JC of the JK, at DQ of the JK, at Ray of the JK, at Billy D2411, at Joe Pollock 47, at The Real Deal B Cox, at TJ of the JK. Did I forget anyone? I think that was everyone. I went out of order again. Facebook Jobberknocker, Instagram Jobberknocker. We are everywhere.
Everywhere.
Where you want to be on social media because we're like an adventure on social media.
Oh, here we go. You
You
can do that all week. I don't care.
I hope they play this on my funeral because it'll make people feel a lot better about me dying. It'll be like, he's on a new journey now.
That got really dark real quick.
Yeah, I don't know what I was going for there. It just kind of came out.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Next time, filter it through the old
just kinda
synapses.
comes out.
Anyway, there's no way to transition off of a death.
Yep.
At least it was a Viking
See, I
funeral.
would say
but
the rails came off the program, but this program never has rails, so it's all
True.
more like, we do an adventure without fucking walls. So there's a lot of people who fall off on the way, including us. But you know what? You get back on and you take that voyage.
we enjoy a good off-roading. And with that, we will see you next week for more Jobber Knockery.
Yeah.